So, how do we know that the 2020 election was actually stolen? Because every single mainstream media reporter or activist Democrat, and pardon the redundancy there, right? They would all gladly crawl through fire and burning hot coals just for any opportunity to prove Trump lied about the 2020 election results. But doesn't it seem kind of odd that these same victims of Trump derangement syndrome virtually all support the courts blocking all the audits of all the contested precincts across the United States? There's not a single judge that has bothered to hear any evidence about any actual evidence. Perhaps they're too intimidated by the tactics of Nancy Pelosi and her insurrection scheme that staged January 6th drama with the help of hundreds of undercover FBI agents. And that was just proven by a Louisiana congressman who's been investigating this. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that there's been nobody has had any 2020 election evidence reviewed in court, period, other than what Kari Lake exposed in her election case for 2022, which showed actual failure to follow election laws, mysterious voting machine errors, which coincidentally were only in Republican-dominated precincts, of course, right? And then she even found there was actual proven signature verification fraud. Plus, there was other corruption in her 2022 election case that was just totally hinky. And is there anybody actually surprised that they also chronicled the very same things happened in 2020? Did you even know that? Why did the news media you watch fail to report it? Yet, why do all the media activists hell-bent on giving a black eye to Trump, they don't want the evidence reviewed? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Isn't that odd? Wouldn't that evidence prove Trump is a liar? Why would they demand to not see that evidence? Other than they just don't want us to know that the 2020 election was totally and completely corrupt. And that, my friends, is the smoking gun truth that Trump's 2020 election was stolen. Because, let's face it, all them precincts in Democrat cities, they would gladly turn over all that evidence and have it examined if they knew that it would come out against Trump. That's exactly why they're using every trick in the book to keep Trump out of the White House. Because once he gets another chance to clear the swamp of the DOJ and the FBI corruption and gain access again to the intel that they've been hiding, the Democrat Party will be a relic of history. Exposing the truth will demonstrate to the world that America was the victim of the greatest criminal fraud and election steal in the history of the world. That is why we need Trump reelected. Because this band of fools in charge right now are destroying America with their intentional, illegal invasion. They know they lost that last election, and they are so pissed at the people for not supporting them, they're going to tear the country down from within. They believe they're creating another dependency class so they can cling to power. They did it before with Lyndon Johnson's Great Society. That itself has destroyed the black family structure across the country, which has created so much of the inner city chaos in all Democrat Party controlled cities. That was nearly 60 years ago. Back then, Johnson claimed that they would own the black vote for the next 50 years. They need another infusion of fresh, dependent blood. New voters, they hope, will support them for decades from giving out freebies and handouts. Never mind that the blacks in America and other inner city residents will suffer from the lower wages these hordes of illegals are creating. Today, there's more and more black American voters are finally opening their eyes to the corruption and all the lies of the left. Liberal Democrats have destroyed the inner city schools and reduced black children's test standards because these racist liberal administrators that truly do not believe that blacks are capable or competent enough to compete on the world stage. I guess they never watched the movie Hidden Figures, the story about all the black women who were math geniuses in the early Apollo years. Thankfully, those ladies were not the product of the modern public school failure system. So why do black folks in America, I'm just asking, so why do they keep voting for the same racist idiots over and over again? I guess hoping for a different result? The term for that is insanity. On another note, did the Democrats collude with the communist Chinese and the disgraced Anthony Fauci to infect us all with COVID? Was it coincidence that it broke out during a presidential election year? We know they definitely colluded with BLM and their brown-shirted stooges in Antifa. Even our now vice president, Kamala Harris, well, hell, she sent them bail money. So apparently they could just continue to destroy even more American cities. That was simply all an attempt to paint the blame on President Trump. And their first attempt at an insurrection was the Hillary Clinton DNC-funded Russian collusion scam. Then that was followed up by the Ukrainian phone call, which was nothing more than an investigation involving a cover-up for Hunter and Joe Biden. Trump got impeached by Democrats in Congress for so much as questioning that corruption of their now supreme ruler. The American people are watching the corruption of the persecution of President Trump. The double standards, they're perfectly clear. If they can do this to a billionaire American president, Lord help anyone else who gets in their way. The ruling class has obviously lost their ever-loving minds. Without another Trump presidency, I simply cannot envision anyone else with the testicular fortitude to make absolute certainty that this corrupt and criminal behavior by our government never, ever happens again. I truly believe that Democrats are emboldened by it. They thought they got away with yet another one. So I cringe in anticipation of their corrupt scheme brewing for 2024. And Republicans, well, they have to get some prescription strength Growacet. I'm sure that would help many of them discover that they actually own a backbone. Perhaps some might even stand up for the people who elected them into office. Better yet, let's hope and vote to replace all the spineless rhinos forever. If Republicans don't get ahead of the process and prevent any more basement flooding incidents used to empty the polling places of vote count witnesses and premature calls to send poll workers home as to prevent witnessing the magic bags and boxes of missing ballots suddenly being discovered in the middle of the night in the back seats and trunks of cars and in the backs of trucks and cargo vans, all with loads and loads of ballots that were somehow overlooked. and all without any record of any chain of custody. We also, as a nation, need to stop the illegal ballot box stuffing by mules. Otherwise, these big, corrupt, big city Democrats will try to steal every election moving forward. Hey, folks, this is my very first video on my new channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you'd like to hear me delve into more original political opinion, not so common sense, and touch on even more insightful topics, which I've got a ton of them coming up, please hit my subscribe button. And if you like these ideas and points I've made, also hit the like button. All right? Please share with other like-minded, freedom-loving patriots. And by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm Jerry Carlson, and thanks for listening. I really appreciate it.